Honda's RoadSync app certainly
Tokyo
copped its fair share of
Station.
criticism, and it has a lowly score of 2.6 on Google Play, which is
Tokyo
even lower than
Station.
Virtual Girlfriend, but still higher than Actual Wife at 1.7. Now, I can
Nearest
understand
maid
the
cafe.
frustration, because I've done my fair share of screaming
Oh,
at...
for fuck's sake.
Hey, shut up, calm down, and watch my video. Screaming at screens in my time, but I think I've got it all figured out. So if you've been struggling, or if you're thinking about getting one of the many bikes that use this app, I might be able to save you some time and pain. Now, I'm going to try and make this video as quick and no nonsense as possible, and I'll be mainly talking about the Android version, but I will point out the differences with the Apple version when I can. Now, once you've got your app installed and paired up with your bike, by default it will boot up when you turn your bike on. It will happily run in the background, so you can put some other app at the front if you like, or Google Maps or something. Now, I really like Auto Start, but for some people it really is a pain. But it's an easy fix. Just go to your settings and uncheck Auto Start. So you can reorder the menu items, and that will also change the order on your dash. Now, most people probably want music and navigation at the top. The navigation function probably has attracted the most complaints, and I think it's because a lot of people haven't set it up correctly. First up, make sure you're using Google Maps. I can't speak for every country, but it's almost perfect in Japan. Next up, set up your favorite places. I think this is really handy. Obviously, home is a useful preset, and I also have my favorite campsites, faraway beaches, and secret parking spots in the city saved. You can rearrange the order by dragging up or down, or delete places by swiping left or right. Once you have this set up, you can use the toggle switch on the bars to quickly get the Navi up and running. This is great for when you're tired and lost and you just want to go home. A lot of people complain that voice search doesn't work, and I was one of them. It was driving me nuts, but the solution was right in front of my face. Actually, just off to the left. My watch. If you have calls enabled on your smartwatch, voice search will look for input from your watch. It's not just for the RoadSync app, I've had this problem with other apps as well. Turn calls off on your watch and you should be able to search using your helmet comms without a problem. Tokyo Station.
Searching for Tokyo Station. Tokyo Station, Chiyoda City, 41.7 kilometers.
Probably the most important app, for me anyway. Now, on Android you can choose your default music player from a wide selection of apps. I use Power Amp to play my private music collection, but I guess most people will use Spotify. Unfortunately, if you're an iPhone user, you're going to be locked into Apple Music. Now, I was a huge Apple fan a few decades ago, and I just got tired of paying top dollar for devices and software that seemed to limit me in many ways. But if you are an Apple fan, I'm in no position to criticize. I just hope you like Apple Music. Now, I don't do normal phone calls on my bike too much, but I do use communication apps like Messenger, WhatsApp, Line, and the other ones. And RoadSync will detect incoming calls on those apps, and you'll be able to answer them using your toggle switch, which is pretty handy. RoadSync will also detect incoming messages on those apps, and it will offer to read them out to you. Now, unfortunately, you can't use RoadSync to dictate a reply to messages from communication apps, but for normal phone calls and SMS messages, you can dictate an answer. Now, RoadSync will automatically record all your rides, but if you don't want the deep state knowing what roads you're using to get to your Flat Earth convention, you can easily turn it off. Look, the RoadSync app isn't perfect, but I think a rating of 2.6 stars is a bit harsh. I mean, once you got it all worked out, I'd give it about 4 stars. I'd like to see a back button on the music player and a bit more detail on navigation, but I still think the app adds a lot to the joy of riding. Anyway, I'm going to set my Navi to home and get the hell out of here. See you in the next video.